You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Smart Mark faction loading. Brody Rob, check.
You will respect my authority.
Adam Bomb, check.
It's like that friend who's the asshole, but he's our asshole.
Steve Awesome, check.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Your girl Kiara, check.
You don't have to open the doors for me, because I can open my own door because I am a strong woman.
Brian, check.
I didn't want to do and still don't do a lot of independent shows because they show the guys at the National Guard Army or whatever falling asleep signing autographs for 15 people because they need the money. It's fucking embarrassing.
Bada boom! Realest guys in the room! How you doing?
All systems are a go. Marked Out Podcast, you were cleared for liftoff.
All right, welcome. We have our Backlash recap show, but more importantly, this is our 50th show. Woo! Yeah, celebrating with me tonight is Medine.
Yo.
I got Stone Age Steve Awesome.
Howdy.
And I got Rody Rob over there on the board.
You know it.
And we got Brian via satellite from Virginia, not Richmond.
Yeah, not Richmond. What's up, guys?
Welcome, Brian. Before we get too wrapped up in it, let's do a little housekeeping.
Okay.
Housekeeping?
No, think you're sleeping.
Housekeeping?
Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedoutwrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/markedoutthe1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our You Record Studio Smart Line, 704-444-0084. Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
Oh, it's you. Can you dig it, sucker?
During these moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Listen, man, I admire what you did. You're a brave man. You took a crazy chance, and everybody should respect that. That said, what a giant leap that you just attempted to come in here with no martial arts experience and to take 2 years of training and to fight against a young, tough kid like that. You definitely chose the hard road, sir.
Yeah, you know, in life, you go big, you go home. I just like to take challenges. This was a hell of a mountain to try to climb, and I didn't get to the summit today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I appreciate all the support from everybody. Obviously, Mickey's a hell of a fighter. I will, believe it or not, this was the most fun I've ever had. So if there's any kid out there that's told by a parent or a coach or a teacher or somebody that they look up to, somebody that's supposed to push them and believe in them, and they're told no, don't listen to them. Believe in yourself. Sometimes the outcome isn't always what you desire it to be. But the true failure in life is not trying at all. I know that sounds preachy and kind of weird for a guy who just got beat up, but this is a time in my life. Thank you, Cleveland.
Thank you for having the balls to do this, sir. And I look forward to seeing you continue your journey.
So that is our only topic tonight for the Mud Report.
The only one for the Mud Report.
For the Mud Report is we're going to talk about the CM Punk kind of fallout yesterday. He had his debut, UFC 203. much hype. He went against the guy who is 2-0, and his 2 victories were first-round victories. Like, he just squashed really quickly, and he added a third. Rob, you brought up an interesting point about Mickey Gall. Obviously, just FYI out there, we are not UFC experts. We are WWE
in no way
wrestling experts.
Well, I say, obviously the match did not go the way you wanted to, and obviously it was. And obviously, I got a loose mic cable or something. Obviously, everybody, I'm getting pops in my ears. We good?
Me too.
I'm getting pops too, but I can hear it.
Okay. Well, so obviously, it was a tragic loss for him after such hard work and so much hype. But here's the catch.
And such a long road. It wasn't like he trained for 6 months.
Right. And here's the catch. The catch is if I don't know why we're popping. The catch is if he if Nicky Gall, that's his name, right? Mickey Gall. If he ends up being just the badass of his division, ends up being just an unstoppable force like he's been in his first 3 matches, then it's going to be okay. Then it's going to be, hey, CM Punk can say, I got taken down by that motherfucker, and he's ruined everybody. So don't just look at me like,
on that.
Yeah, I'm not just the failure here. Everybody in the division fails against this guy.
Yeah, and it's not as bad when you lose to the champion. If this guy does run roughshod on the division and goes ahead and wins the belt.
There was a tweet by Daniel Cormier to CM Punk saying that, hey, Gall is no slouch to lose to. In years to come, this guy's going to be a top guy, so there's no embarrassment on getting knocked out by this young kid.
Right.
This kid's going to be a mainstay.
Brian, you didn't you didn't get to watch with us. That's why you're via satellite. What was your take on the match?
Yeah, I didn't see the fight. I was updating my phone, and very quickly I could tell that
it was a Star Trek 50th marathon.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
You just dig it on you.
But very quickly, I can tell that it was obviously going to be in favor of Mickey Gall. One of the things I found interesting though was in the post fight interview. One of the things they asked Punk was, would you have done this all over again? And he kind of laughed at the question, just saying that he was, he would be a fool to turn this down. Obviously, he doesn't think that he was up to par where everybody else was, but for him to fight in like a lesser, not the UFC, what are the other ones?
Strike Force or something like that.
Yeah, he's 37 years old. He doesn't necessarily have the time to go to those lower level fight leagues. So I commend him.
But do you even think he has the time at 37? 0-1. Took 2 years to get to this point because he was 35 when he made this decision.
And this guy's going to be the champ.
Why leave the UFC?
You're going to get beat up by him again if you want the title.
Just stay in the UFC if that's going to happen.
I mean,
yeah, or go to Ring of Honor where you know that you're not going to get. I mean, he had one fight and his ear. I don't know.
Oh my God! Yeah, I saw that photo.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the photo.
His technique when he went to strike Gall was terrible. First of all,
and
that's why he got taken down. Immediately, he looked way too happy to be there when he was walking out. And of course, he came out to his song, which was great, but he seemed to have too much emotion into the crowd. Too. Yeah, he really had that aura to me, like either this not. I made it, yeah, and this is good enough. He didn't seem like he was there to win, honestly.
Well, I mean,
to me,
the cards are stacked against him. To be fair, I mean,
of course,
14 years of age.
13 years his junior.
13 years as junior, and not to mention no martial arts background. And
the guy had a reach advantage.
This kid had
his first 2 matches end in the first round.
One of those matches was the 4th quickest submission in UFC history.
Yeah,
in 45 seconds. So it's no slouch to the submission.
He gets bonus points.
By the way, real quick, those of you that are chatting in online, we are on a little delay when you respond into us. So if there's a little bit of a delay before we chime into you, that is why.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what do we got?
I just want to say hi. We got a couple people. We got Turkey Muhammad, which is new. Good to have you,
Turkey.
We've got Juan Rodriguez.
No, he's back.
Juan is here.
I know Juan.
There can only be one.
Yeah, we got a new one. We got Totally Tunes on there. Totally Tunes. Yes.
Welcome, Totally.
I'm waiting for Jonathan so he can spring the bad news on him. But if not, we'll see him tomorrow night on Rossum.
Exactly. Anybody got any final additions here to the Mud Report before we move on?
So where does Punk go from here? Does he lay low for 6-12 months? Do we see him again not this year, obviously?
What do you think, Brian?
Do we see him in 2017?
I can't really hear him, to be honest with you.
Do we see CM Punk fight in 2017?
Do you think Punk is going to have another match? Do you think he's going to come back quickly?
Not this year, right?
Oof. I mean, it'd be tough. I mean, even for his safety to throw him out there again. I mean, if they do put him out there, I would say maybe put him against someone that's more of a striker. Gall is definitely more of a, he's going to take you down, he's going to submit you, and obviously Punk, he doesn't really have too much of a MMA background. I guess it's striking if we're going to go with anything. I guess give him someone with that kind of background, but I'd say maybe one more. I would say.
Well, the background was getting beat down.
Yeah.
That's what his background was.
Well, the final thing, we kind of said this going in that if Punk had a good showing, it would be okay. Now we're falling on the success of Mickey Gall to make this okay. But the reality is that it looks a little photoshopped. Brian, our video expert, thinks it's a little photoshopped.
I did too.
But there is a picture of Hunter smiling ear to ear.
Who do I send it to, Rob?
After watching,
and he's got Punk losing in the background, being helped up by
the picture.
the trainers.
The picture edges didn't vibe with the edges of the television.
Yeah, the TV shot looks
the point being is, though, Rob made this comment when we were watching it, is he thinks that Vince was at home just jizzing his pants with excitement.
Tap out, motherfucker, tap out.
That Punk got so disrespected.
Yeah.
All right, so before we move on, let me just tell you what we got in store for us tonight. Because it is our 50th, we want to get a little back to our roots and just do a lot of talking tonight on these segments. So there is not a lot of, our normal gimmicks kind of segments. We're just going to do our brand new one, the State of the Universe. And then we're going to do our best worst, kind of go into final thoughts, keep it real.
And now, from the Marked Out News Center, the State of the Universe.
So the State of the Universe, basically we're going to go division by division, and we'll throw in any kind of rivalry carryover, kind of a pay-per-view kind of wrap-up and see where the division goes from here. We're going to first start with the heavyweight, then we'll go to the IC, then we'll go to the tag, then we'll go to the women's, and like I said, then we'll talk a little bit if there's some rivalry carryover. So our very first one,
World Heavyweight Division.
It is our new champion, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, getting crowned champion. Obviously, the short term, if not the long term, Dean's going to get a rematch.
Yeah, of course.
But do we think that anybody else enters into this? Do we think
is it going to be No Mercy? I mean, you're going to wait until the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, is there anybody even in the main event, I guess, caliber card anymore
unless
on SmackDown?
You consider Orton. Now, there's a Bray feud over, or is that just starting?
It's just starting, I think.
If Orton and Bray are just starting and they're tied up in there, and Cena's gone, who else is there to really go against
Baron
AJ
Corbin?
Baron. God, no.
You could throw Brock Lesnar's
Can
name in there.
I chime in and give you and throw a name out there, and you guys let me hear what you think.
We love when you chime in, Brian, especially when you limit the ums and uhs.
Chime
I
away.
was thinking this earlier today, and how about this? How about Samoa Joe?
Yeah, I was hoping to see that actually tonight. That would have been.
We were hoping that he would be the Orton replacement instead of Kane. Steve kind of teased.
And I don't know. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I didn't think that. Actually, that didn't even cross my mind for it to be tonight. That would have been awesome. But I think down the line, I think there's enough. You also have to look at the landscape of NXT, and right now they have enough guys that I think can carry the main event over there. So I do think it's time that Joe makes the jump, and he'd be the perfect guy, especially with
he's ready.
Styles having the belt now.
Well, and there's enough people over on NXT to get the push that they need right now and to work with it and give Shinsuke a good title run. I like it. The thing I like most is AJ and Samoa Joe are kind of like a Sammy and KO. They could have 10 matches. It'd be 10 completely different things. And they're great working together. They've worked together for at least a decade already.
We need Samoa Joe to heal up from these little nagging injuries he's caught in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, he probably needs a little bit of a rest, which he'll get right now.
They've got an NXT takeover coming up before Survivor Series in Toronto, so they may keep him around for
maybe that's his ending, and maybe he goes into Royal Rumble against AJ or
something. Here's why they need to do that. It's because I don't know if it was just a fickle crowd tonight at Richmond, right? That's where they were.
Yeah, they were horrible.
But they were booing the shit out of Dean.
Yeah, it wasn't just Dean. There was so many people tonight.
And there was great moves in the
Not
matches, and they're
much.
just unengaged.
And again, I realized
were.
it was a funny crowd the whole night. I'm not taking that away.
They booed a bunch of different people
But
randomly.
They let peace later.
Every time, even as monotone as they were, every time Dean started showing some offense, there was a very apparent rise in the boos.
Yeah,
it was true.
Romanesque.
Is that
Romanesque.
is that reflective of the universe, or is that just Richmond?
Well, and here's the other guy.
Be just Richmond.
Who's heard that before?
I mean, I definitely heard it while I was watching it.
Who's heard that before, though?
Well,
I have.
guys, can we
I haven't
think
for
about
Dean,
this
no.
though? I'm not discrediting exactly what you just said, Rob. Is exactly what happened. Well, the take that I want to have on it is that was a decent match. One of the worst spots of it was Dean running across the tables for an elbow that didn't really connect, and they both kind of fell outside.
The crowd loved it, though.
The crowd went, "This is awesome!" So it was really weird,
and it wasn't.
It
they were
wasn't
on a delay or
and
something.
These are the same fans that 5 minutes earlier were booing any offense from Dean. Now they're saying this is awesome on a kind of generic move.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve, what
I
what
think
was your
they're
take on that?
Either on delay or on drugs. I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem right to me either.
Juan agrees that that AJ or that Samoa should come in and screw AJ.
Yeah.
I don't know about screw AJ unless they're going to set up him, Dean, and Samoa as like a triple threat, or they're going to
maybe Dean and AJ for the rematch, and then Samoa comes out and fucks AJ in the fucking match.
There's still the real possibility that Samoa could come to the Raw roster, and that's
no,
that would be a horrible mistake.
That would be.
You guys
a possibility.
don't need it.
Save him for the Royal Rumble.
We are.
Yeah, I know
Raw
you
is,
need it.
Raw is stacked,
And
I
you're
know,
about
I know.
to get all the cruiserweights.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I just got.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're not even close to getting to our grades here, but I just got done with a pay-per-view that was just, it wasn't good, and it wasn't good on a lot of levels. As we'll go through
Right.
this, the main event was decent, and the crowd, though, to your point, Rob, are they indicative of the universe, or are they just Richmond fans that didn't know any better?
I'm hoping it's a Richmond thing, because they were just kind of lackluster when it came to other situations, but they didn't have much to really go play with. I will say this: a couple things that stuck out to me is, and I know this is your boy, and I know you're probably not going to like this, but for a long time we've watched Dean matches, and we blame the other guy for the matches dragging a little bit. And I'm starting to see a trend now that when Dean fights, his matches drag, and it's not the other guy. Because, I mean, the Jericho match, we thought it was Jericho's fault.
Well, I think that was the gimmick's fault.
Well,
I don't
the
think
gimmick
it was Jericho's.
the crazy, insane asylum, whatever cell was horrible. But looking at this match tonight, it was beneath AJ's ability. And there was moments of just slowness. Like, you asked us why we hate that little slingshot off the second rope clothesline. Because it's so slow.
Well, and I don't love it. It's not like one of my favorite Dean moves. I don't understand why it ires all of you so much.
I know he's talented in other areas, but you're right.
Lame.
It's just the tippy
maneuver-
toe run to the corner, that kind of thing.
His style is too unorthodox. It's too unorthodox.
I guess that's what it is.
That
there's
is
no
absolutely
basis
true.
to it.
There was
you
a
think
couple
Dean
times
is
tonight where
unorthodox?
he just smashed somebody's head in
Certain
or
things
whatever.
that he does and the way that he does
I
them.
think he's too predictable.
No. I mean,
He is predictable in spots, but
Yeah,
there's some that's unorthodox.
Yeah, certain
One of
things
the
that he
things
does.
that I was noticing was that while Dean was wrestling, I was getting very John Cena chills. Even it kind of seemed like the
At
crowd
one
kind
point,
of
didn't he
catching
seem
on
like he
too.
was doing the 5 moves of doom, but his own style, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't. I saw.
What's the 5 moves of doom?
Okay, so 5 moves of doom for Cena are the two
5 moves of
shoulder.
doom, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The two
Yeah,
the shoulder blocks.
Shoulder blocks and then
the side suplex spin. You know,
can't see me.
You can't see me.
You know, drop the fist, and then of course the
I didn't
FU.
realize that actually had a name.
Yeah, that's what Daniel Bryan named it.
Blacked out during that time.
That's not what Cena calls it. That's
No,
kinda
that's what Daniel
uh,
Bryan
IWC
gave. Daniel Bryan
just
gave
named
it name.
All right. Well, Brian, what do you have since you are from, or not from, but are
You're
in Virginia right now? What is
What
your
are the
take
people
on
in
that
Virginia
crowd?
saying about this?
On the crowd, I definitely think
ask
they're very
someone.
torn. I'm happy to hear that you guys said the same thing about in regards to the Dean match, because they were definitely not fully on his side. I wouldn't say he was getting Roman Reigns treatment, but he wasn't getting as accepted as he usually is to the live crowds.
It was odd.
And it's not like either guy is a hometown, Virginia. One's Georgia, one's
Maybe
Ohio.
they're a Roman type
Right.
crowd, and that's
Yeah.
why.
It almost,
I don't know.
you know what? It almost feels like the tides have shifted ever since that the Stone Cold podcast. I don't know whether or not it was just the writers and everybody not really liking how he came off, or
I didn't
but
like
ever
how he
since
came
then,
off.
It just, it just seems like he hasn't had the same wave of popularity since then.
Well, also he's been meandering as a champion, not really sure what kind of champ he wanted to be. You know,
exactly.
And some of those promos and backstage stuff, it's goofy. Yeah, I agree.
So is it time for Dean to go heel?
Dean's tiptoed that line to me all the time. You guys constantly say he's a face, but I mean, I don't.
He's never been a heel. I don't think.
I don't think he's ever been a full heel, and I don't think he's ever been a full face.
Who? Talking about AJ?
No, we're talking about Dean.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Dean.
I don't know. He's a face. No, he's a face.
Yes,
I know. I mean, could be, and he's the face he's a de facto face because AJ is clearly a heel.
Clearly.
Clearly.
No, he's the face that runs the place.
No,
oh
he
my
is.
God, shut
the
up.
heel face that runs.
I will say this, beyond all the critiques of the match, we could do that. I thought it was just a long, drawn-out match. It could have had a quicker ending to it.
But do you think they were the ones that were told to go
I think 5 more minutes would have brought emotion into the match.
Well, maybe.
Cared.
Maybe. And again, we talk about this, what if they were told to do this and that? These guys do produce their own matches, but they get approval for, TV time and for spots and everything. But, I mean, these guys create – they are artists that create their own product. And obviously, when I see Dean products, I see bad choreography, bad creation, no creativity. But one thing that stuck out to me at the end was with Dean winning, it's almost like Vince proving to the
AJ winning.
Or I'm sorry, AJ winning. That it's almost like proving to the fans that he's not as petty as we all thought he was. That he would let a TNA guy take the top
that's
spot.
the reason. That's one of the main reasons I chose Dean to win tonight when we come to our predictions, because I thought that very same thing.
He never let
the TNA
outsiders win titles like that.
Yeah, but
he did
finally
tonight.
But
if he wants to keep now, he actually has a ton of TNA talent on his roster. If he wants to keep them happy, he has to show, hey, I am willing to put one of you over.
Right.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
We'll push you. Sign with us. We'll push you.
You got to be a company guy.
The smallest guy happens to be the biggest star of theirs.
Every guy from TNA that is currently on the roster was a champion there, a heavyweight champion there. Every single one. Austin Aries was, Bobby Roode was, Samoa Joe was multi-times, AJ, of course, multi-times.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting? Fuck, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody that's on there.
I don't think Dean recovers. I don't think he recovers as far as the title goes. I think he's lost it and he's gonna move on to a storyline character.
Well, because my worry was the only other guy that really had a stint from TNA as a champ that came back to WWE was K-Quick / Ron Killings, now R-Truth here.
What about Christian?
Well, no, Christian came back though, but Christian was crowned a champ and left and came back, and he was a champ in both.
Oh, you're talking about somebody who just came over and got over.
R-Truth was never – he was only even given one title match, and it was against Cena in a DC pay-per-view, I think called Capital Punishment, that they never used again.
Wow.
But that was it for R-Truth. So he did have to show something, and I agree with that point. Anybody else has anything to add?
Upload test says Eric Young. Eric Young. What's that?
Eric Young was rumored to be coming with Bobby Roode. Eric Young and Bobby Roode.
He's already on the roster.
He's already been on a bunch of NXT
he's already
shows.
He has? Excellent. Because him and Roode came in together into TNA.
Right.
They were Team Canada.
Sure.
And they
Eric
were just
Young's funny.
Awesome. Eric Young is a great worker. He's got a body style kind of like Neville's, but he has charisma.
Okay.
Neville.
And he can also wrestle in as a Santino type of character as well. He's very versatile.
Yeah. Okay. I would love him on SmackDown, but the NXT needs to build that division again.
Yeah, and if they get rid of certain other people.
Any other heavyweight contenders other than AJ and Dean?
Well, yeah. Well,
Samoa Joe.
That was the whole topic,
Dean. No one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
IC title?
I don't see anybody. Yeah. Intercontinental title division.
Our IC division. We again, this is the problem with SmackDown. We just got done talking about the contenderships for the heavyweight. Now let's talk about the contendership here. The reason Dolph got thrown into this match is because who else is going to fight Miz?
That's the perfect guy to face Miz, yeah.
But at the end of the day, where are we going to go from here?
Did you just orgasm, Brian?
It sounded like it.
Miz didn't lose, so Dolph should not get a rematch. Daniel Bryan got bitch slapped, so we know that on Tuesday – via the promo that Miz is going to want to renegotiate his contract.
There'll be some heat between them two, I guess.
But who is his next opponent?
Dolph's or Miz?
Miz, the champ. Well, who knows where the fuck Dolph is going? We'll get to him, I guess.
You know your roster better than I do. I can't think of anybody.
There's Apollo, there's Baron.
It's not going to be Apollo.
Supposedly.
They squashed him tonight.
Right, and they already squashed him before with Miz anyway. So
does Brian actually come back? Did he get cleared and we don't know it?
Brian, who do you think? You helped me cover SmackDown. Who the fuck is gonna? I mean, we have no contenders outside of the ones we just saw.
I've been staring at their roster for the past 30 seconds, trying to figure out
Bray
who
Wyatt.
the heck can kind of fill that gap. One of the guys that comes to my mind actually is the returning Brian Myers or Kurt Hawkins. They could kind of hotshot him right into that role of feuding with the Miz and kind of elevate him right into the middle of that spot.
Here's the thing, though, Brian. I'm glad you brought that up. Here's the thing, because I want you to answer as you're talking part of this. The thing is Kurt Hawkins, if he comes in and gets that push, if he doesn't beat Miz, it's another Apollo. It's another Baron Corbin. It's another guy that we gave a push to that went nowhere.
Now we're just stay back down there.
So what do you think about Kurt Hawkins doing that now, if that's what happens?
Well, I mean, the only other way would have him actually win the belt, or in some way get screwed over by somebody, maybe say Zack Ryder, because since right off the top of my head, they have a natural history.
They do, but they seemingly are doing the Hype Brothers right now.
Well, they lost the tournament though.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything.
They're not going to break the Hype Brothers up, or they could do that.
Especially with Kurt Hawkins coming back, maybe that could be just a natural feud that they can go right into.
Johnny Nitro? That's what Juan's saying.
No. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Okay.
You weren't watching, I don't think then, but when Edge was elevated to main event, he had a bunch of situations where there would be a fake Edge that came in, and the fake Edge would get pinned. They would go, oh my God, it's not Edge, and then Edge would come out of nowhere, spear, and get the pin himself.
Kind of like the Bella's doing the switcheroo too.
Yeah, but the two fake Edges were Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Okay.
Originally, that was their debut gimmick.
Upload Test says, "Hey, Upload Test." What's up? Said maybe Kalisto if he's not injured.
That's the other thing, though. If Kalisto then goes against Miz and loses. Like somebody
It'll
has
be the cycle again.
Somebody has to win by DQ. Somebody has to
worth a damn. Who's worth a damn?
So here's the deal. So what was it? 6 months ago, I said on the podcast, Miz should hold the belt for at least 6 months. Give the belt some legitimacy. Have a good champion. Hold it for a while. He's solid. He's a good heel.
His entire gimmick that he's doing now.
And now I'm going to renew my lease. I'm going to renew my lease and say Miz can hold it for another 3-4 months.
He's got it. They're trying to build him up to be a great Intercontinental champion.
Look, he looked good tonight.
Yeah,
and I'll get more into this in the best worst, but I mean, Miz showed some diversity of moves tonight, in his moveset that we don't see, and it almost felt like a straight hey, you know what, indie fuckers, I can do your shit too, but I choose not to.
You know what he really should do, and I really, really hope that he starts doing this. He should start doing some moves that Daniel Bryan.
He did tonight. He did that triple drop. He did that triple drop kick in the corner.
Kind of I thought Daniel would come out and screw him over because
he's still in the shit in the ring. Yeah.
But here's the other thing that's still fucked up to me is as much as Miz right now, from an IC standpoint, push is going, balls to the wall. They made him lose to the Colonel in a KFC thing. They had him be dissed by a Nickelodeon kid tonight in a promo.
That was great.
And he gets disrespected everywhere else. Like, I mean, his character is solid, but at the same time,
if he produces in the ring the way he did tonight, then it doesn't matter what you do with his character.
All that matters.
All that matters. And the Hooker Crook having his little honey bunny there spray Dolph in the eyes. That's a good old fashioned heel move right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the only way
Vintage heel.
Only way to kind of, I guess, give Dolph a little saving grace.
And if you give him 3 or 4 months with that title, especially if he's working in the ring the way he is, you can develop that division underneath him with some new signs from NXT.
But this whole topic, Rob, is the division underneath him. We don't even have one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can let him have him for 3 or 4 months, and then you build the division underneath him.
But
what does he do for 3-4 months?
Exactly. Thank you, Medina.
Okay.
You need more talent on the roster.
That's a great point.
Anybody he faces, if he holds the title, he's going to squash.
Guys, after WrestleMania, there was a period of time, that Raw after WrestleMania when he won, there was a period of time where he didn't defend the title for about 6 to 8 weeks because he was filming the Marine 5. So,
half his title run has been like that.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Yeah, but he can't be out for 3 months. He's still got to have some kind of rivalry.
Can they throw him into another role where he's doing something with this Nickelodeon kid, Eaton, that dissed him tonight?
Which Upload Test says, weird thing is Miz acted better in that segment than the Nickelodeon kid did. So
Oh, that Nickelodeon kid was terrible.
Oh, I've seen him when my kids watch show. I watch the damn channel. I've seen him.
What show is he on?
Who cares?
Never heard of
It
him.
doesn't matter. We're not plugging it.
Johnny, who gives a shit?
Yeah, we're not plugging it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, IC division, a big question mark.
A huge question mark. All right.
Tag
division.
The tag teams tonight. Okay. Before we get too into the tag team divisions, I want to say this.
Happy.
The two things I want to lead off this topic with is the Usos got a repackaging tonight. No more paint, no more anything like that.
Just straight up heel look.
And like a bad producer who couldn't get the production sheet done in time, they still had their old video out there.
That's a really good point, Adam.
Yeah. They had their old video out there with the Uso colors.
That's an original.
Watching it right now.
Right. It says
go hard in the paint.
Yeah, play hard in the paint. It's just
Uso crazy.
Yeah, the whole thing, and I like the way they look, but why do they have all their Naomi colors in the background there? And then
they didn't have time, I guess.
Yeah,
they changed the graphic at least.
Yeah,
they will.
And
they'll change it.
And point number 2 to this is, guys, they have 6 tag teams on SmackDown. They create belts for those 6 tag teams to win, and they give it to one that is not even a tag team.
I loved it.
Oh yeah.
So Slater and Rhino win.
Tag team. They went through the tournament.
They went through the tournament, but they weren't part of the division at the draft.
Not so far, but now.
That's my point. It would be like if the Headbangers won to a certain extent.
If I'm sitting in the booking room, right, and I'm deciding the booking for like who's going to fight who's going to get over on who, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we really don't have much for Heath Slater in the singles area. But this man has been loyal to us and has taken the bumps from us, like Michael Cole in the Attitude Era. He has taken all the bumps and all the comedy relief. He's been in and out. He's everything we've asked of him.
Yeah.
It's time to give him even the littlest push. What can we do?
They could lose it on SmackDown Tuesday.
He will always be able to because his character is this way. He'll always be able to say he's the first one.
And he's getting the double wide, baby.
You better get yourselves free agent T-shirts because he now has a contract.
Oh, maybe eBay will have him. I don't know.
I wonder if there's some way that he's still like. Not that they screw him out of the contract, but somehow he doesn't sign it right.
I thought it would have been better had they lost, and you could have kept the angle going somehow.
When the Usos turned heel, that's what I thought.
Well, yeah, so I don't think
I predicted the Usos win, which
neither team was loser there.
So Brian, do the Usos? Is it now Usos and Beauty and the Beast, or is the Usos out of the title picture?
Who are they going to?
No, I think the Usos are still going to be a part of the tag division. I just don't know who the heck else is going to be.
No, we're
part
talking
of it that can actually be a legit threat.
Yeah, but Brian, we're talking about now I think that the Usos are going to basically have to deal with American Alpha. There's a point in that work that they said it's only 2 to 4 weeks. So Gable's coming back. Jordan didn't get hurt. That thing's going to play out. The thing is, who's the next challenger?
You know what? You know who
for Heath and Rhino.
You know who they could give Heath and Rhino and give them just an ounce of legitimacy of holding them belts? Let them have a brief little rivalry with the Ascension and then squash the Ascension.
Brian would love that.
I'd rather see a legit rivalry.
Vaudevillains are
what about the Vaudevillains?
Vaudevillains, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Vaudevillains, Steve, because the stuff all around the internet and stuff, I think, Medine, you might have even told me some of this, is that Simon Gotch likes to fuck around backstage.
He
likes to play pranks and stuff and screw with people, and nobody seems to like him. He's not even getting any.
So he's basically you,
right?
Yeah.
except, yeah,
curly mustache, man.
Right, except he's not in any position to say what happened. So he's like on the outs with everybody, and Aiden English is paying the price. And that's why Vaudevillains are getting squashed.
Yeah.
Medine, you got anything on this?
No, hadn't heard that actually.
Oh, I thought you were the one who told me that.
No, it was Bob.
Oh, it was Bob.
Bob was saying that.
Oh, good credit, Bob.
Yeah.
Who? We got in a fight with Sin Cara, didn't he?
Bob?
Yeah, no, Simon Gotch and Bob.
Somebody got in a fight with Sin Cara.
Yeah, backstage, a real fight.
But Sin Cara's on the other show.
Juan says
that was before the brand split.
Juan said there's no booking room. There's no booking room to play beer pong and decide who's champion. There's no booking.
I don't know. The tag division, though, I think you have Usos and American Alpha, and you have an opportunity to push somebody against Heath and Rhino. Obviously, they can't win, but you have a way to. I mean, Heath showed some offense. Steve, you got excited.
Yeah,
he did.
Towards the end of the match, he had
great sells, getting thrown around like a rag doll, and made it look great.
But he offensively, he was in tune. We're like, we all made the comment at the same time, like, damn, look at Heath.
He's fighting for his kids in his double wide. Man.
Yeah,
he's
my above ground pool.
I'm the SmackDown Tag Team Champion, baby.
He pulled out 2 neck breakers and a DDT, guys. Let's not get.
Well, no, there was other segments.
Oh yeah, that's right. 3 right hands. My bad.
Oh, you're such a fucking asshole.
That's all that was.
Brian, did you get excited for that one?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The tag team division.
Hey,
did you
Richmond
get excited
loved
or
it.
have any thoughts on the division?
Yeah, they did. Richmond loved
I mean,
him.
Richmond
Rob
loved
wants,
him.
Okay. So
Rob wants your
he was the
ascension to
biggest
get a
pop.
push.
Yeah, I mean, man, I would love that, but I mean, with having a face tag, having face tag champions, I don't even know who they have right now on their roster that could even. I mean, maybe Tyler Breeze and Fandango, but I mean, they're not even really kind of.
Oh, so
they can't.
Breezango wouldn't be a bad one. I actually completely forgot about them until you mentioned them. They wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's time they bring someone up from NXT. I don't know who even that would be.
Revival.
The Revival? SmackDown with Revival, you'd like that?
I had hoped that Revival was the team, the mystery team, not the Headbangers.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a great idea.
So Upload
That would
Test
have been a good spot.
Upload Test clarified Juan for me. He's just saying that what they mean is, what he meant was that they decided, it looked like they decided they're booking by beer pong.
Oh, okay.
Basically. So yes, thank you, Juan and Uploads, for the correct.
Throwing darts.
And I get it. With the tag division, for me, it seems to be a little bit everywhere. But I did notice one commonality between Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
Both of their tag team champions are now pseudo comedy gimmicks.
Yeah, there's no heel tag champ.
Well, that's true too. But it just not even a face tag champ. I mean, the New Day is the comedy relief of Raw, even though they do get vicious sometimes. They are good workers. They are the comedy relief of Raw.
Right.
And obviously, Rhino and Heath are the comedy relief of SmackDown.
Well, and most of the people that got released this year were the comedy relief. Santino, Hornswoggle, those were the guys. That was their whole shtick. They were only comedy relief. These guys are making they're champions, so they're legitimizing it and getting fans behind them. And that was what made the Attitude Era great. That's what made even guys before that, like Doink. Okay, Doink was, self-inflicting punishment just by coming out the way he did, but everybody loved him.
Yeah. Okay.
So, any more thoughts on the tag division, boys?
Nope. That's it for me.
That's a wrap.
I
then.
got nothing.
The women's division.
Hello, ladies.
So the women's division.
Ladies.
We had our 6-pack challenge. Just terrible order of a lot of things. Let's go down the list real quick, though.
Times are changing. Ladies can do stuff now.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah, Adam.
I don't know how I can learn to deal with that because Alexa Bliss going into this match had
horrible,
so much promise, I feel. I even like her kind of looking like Harley Quinn tonight. So I right before the match changed my pick to her.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and she is the first to go. Naomi second.
Horrible.
Natty third.
Naomi.
Natty should have been earlier.
Yeah, Nikki fourth. Carmella fifth, and of course Becky wins the championship. But the storyline outside of Becky winning the championship to me is why Alexa went out first. I don't like that. And number 2, why the match didn't showcase the division. Because the two things that bugged me is there was a slap fest at one point.
It really went back to old kind of pillow fights and
right.
shit.
And there was hey, let's pretend this is a Diva Rumble and we got to send everybody over the top rope portion. and it took away from any attempt at the match to me. And, of course, Naomi and Natalya, the triple or quadruple, we're not even sure.
Head scissor over the rope attempt maybe could happen.
It's going to be Natalya, Naomi, Alexa kind of feud.
I said when they did that, I was like, this is one of them things where you fuck it up, you move forward, and you improvise, and you get back on track.
Right.
They obviously do not have the skill, those two, to do that, which I'm very upset, especially in
the skill
Natty.
Upstairs, too. How did they not realize that?
There was no IQ in that. It's a botch. Go with it and just make up for it with a move on the floor or something.
They were like, this is our only spot. We have to get it right. We have to get it right.
Yeah,
this is our only spot.
Yeah, Natty could have ran through, and Naomi could have just ducked. Just could have fell through, and Natty would have went to the floor, and they would have had the same thing, same result.
Oh, exactly right.
Well, and one of the things Bob texted in, that was another kind of screw up for Naomi. She was twerking on the Connor's Cure logo.
That was kind of
I don't think
weird.
she realized it, but she was twerking on the Connor's Cure logo. as she came down to the ring.
You know, let me just say this about. Let me just get this elephant out of the room. And Juan's thrown in here. He thinks it's an okay. It was an okay match, and we had other comments on there saying it was an okay match.
I thought so too.
So what I saw in that match was a match that started out explosive. It started out well planned. There was some good connections, some great sells, etc., 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 etc. And then somewhere in the middle, it just collapsed. Now I don't know if it's because Alexa got that pin first, or what the deal was.
It was a slap fest.
Yeah, yes.
It was when that all started. When it was just we're not even going to use moves.
When the Natty Naomi botch happened, it seemed like everything after that turned into just a clusterfuck.
Bra and panties match.
Right.
Era.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, Medine, you keep saying bring the Divas belt back. Well, they brought the Divas division back tonight.
There was still enough legitimate wrestling moves in the match.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. There was
just that slapfest moment is,
Yeah, there were some really good matches. Alexa had some good matches. Carmella, besides the slaps, had a couple good little spots there. Natty really wasn't all that much. Naomi was very.
Naomi
she was outside the ring more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, Naomi was very weak in that. Very weak.
Brian, what was your take on the women's match?
Well, one of the things that I thought of, and let me hear what you guys think about it. I think Carmella and Alexis, I think their situations where they are on the roster should have been flip-flopped.
So I just want to quickly...
Especially in this match, I don't think Alexis should have been the first one eliminated.
No.
She definitely should, she's coming in new, as is Carmella, but Alexis, she should have been the one that was in the ring,
Yeah, and
because Carmella's more over already at this
right.
point.
Well, yeah, but they have to continue that Carmella-Nikki feud, and so who's Alexa feuding with?
Well, and that's the thing is, I thought Alexa would
the top
feud
heel
with Becky. I thought she would be feuding with Becky, going for the belt, and they would keep the Carmella-Nikki, and now they have a division. Instead, now they have a rivalry and no challenger.
I mean, look,
lots of triple threat matches.
Alexis, her wrestling ability too is much better than what Carmella's is. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Carmella needs a little bit more time to see where she's at.
Not only in the ring, but out of the ring. As far as the role of a heel goes, Alexa, by far, in my opinion, is a top heel on your roster.
Especially with the look that she had tonight. I think she definitely should piggyback off of
and that booty though.
Off of that look.
And that booty.
But having her go out first is just like, I mean, that was just horrible. Like I'm not sad that she didn't win, but to me, having Nikki and Carmella going at the end, when you know that if one of them does not win the belt, you know that this is not over between them.
Didn't somebody pick her to win?
Who, Becky?
Tonight? No, Alexa.
Oh, I did. I changed as soon as she came out as Harley Quinn. I was like,
other than you?
Yeah, it was me. I was like, I'm going in. She just dressed like a Batman villain.
Bob did too.
She was my heart pick and my head pick. I went to Naomi just like maybe they'll throw a curveball and put Naomi in just to show some diversity.
She has as many botches as Natty. Like
no.
She's borderline getting cut.
I'm glad they didn't give her. I'm glad I was wrong there. But if I had to pick, I thought Alexa was going to be in the running, one or two. Either Becky or Alexa actually would have been my pick. Again, Alexa, I can't stress it enough, is the top. Carmella is not the top heel, and they're pushing her to be that. And she just seems like a psycho ex-girlfriend is what she appears to be.
She's an extension of Cass and Enzo and their faces. I mean, that's what you can't have two kind of gimmicks.
And
like
it
that.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Her thing is just it's not getting over. She's still got the Barbie doll look.
The problem was that she wasn't getting any reaction, so they had to turn her heel.
Well, and they did. That's true, Medine, because they at least did get a reaction that way out of her. But the thing is I really hoped, win or lose, that Alexa Bliss would be feuding with Becky over the belt after this, and Carmella and Nikki would stay away from the belt but have their own feud, and we'd get an actual division.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that.
No, we didn't. And I'll just say this, and I know I'm not trying to down Carmella. I know that at the Performance Center she worked her ass off to get to where she was. I know that, she's got all these...
She's trying to be like Trish, go from a valet to a wrestler.
Well, and that's my point here is that, there's certain things that I'm just good at, that I stick to. And Carmella, as much as, and I'm not trying to bash her, but she is a valet. She is a valet. Stacy Keibler was a valet. She was not a wrestler.
Tori Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Carmella can't have good matches. She can't work well in the ring with others. I'm just saying her character is a valet. She can fight occasionally as a valet, but she doesn't need to be the top in any women's division. She just doesn't need to be that.
Well, and I would never believe her as champ. To me, she's too much Summer Rae and not enough Trish.
Well, that's a bit of an insult. I think she's much better than if you're doing it the 0 to 10 scale. Okay, but who
isn't she?
Who?
Summer?
She's a wrestler.
Oh yeah,
but she should be a valet.
I kind of that's a pretty good. I feel like that's a pretty good comparison, right?
Well, nobody fucking asked you about your opinion there, bud.
Go on, Brian.
Where's the hang up button at?
Please go on, Brian.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I don't see her as the type of worker. I'm glad, however, on the flip side, that they put the belt on Becky because she is someone that is legit, can actually wrestle.
The only thing I didn't like about it is it was a little predictable. That was the predictable pick.
But you knew what she was due.
Because she was the number one, diva picked or woman picked, whatever.
So as far as the state of the universe when it comes to the women, I mean, so let's say no.
Did they create a division tonight?
Well, no, they did. And one point that I made on my notes is we've talked a lot about Raw having the better women's division than SmackDown, and I think tonight showed, along with other circumstances, that they don't. Raw has Sasha, which is great. Raw has Bayley and has Charlotte, and those are
Nia Jax.
And Nia Jax. Yeah, we have a good division. I agree. Well, you know what?
Then you got Foxy and Summer Rae.
I'm second guessing myself as I'm saying all this.
What's outside of that? Those names you said. Though.
Well,
Foxy and Summer Rae.
Paige is probably not coming back.
Paige, no.
Sorry, Jonathan.
Sorry, Jonathan.
Sucks.
Now that I say it out loud, I don't agree with myself. So we still have the better division. But you showed a division tonight.
You have 4 names, and we have 2. I mean, you have 4 women wrestlers.
3.
No, you got Nia Jax, Charlotte, Bayley, and
SmackDown. Name your 3 for SmackDown.
My 2 are Becky and I like Alexa Bliss.
And who else?
That's it.
In the division. I mean,
that's it. I don't like the other 4.
No, okay, well,
that's why I'm saying.
That's up to you.
Well, what do you got over there, Rob?
Upload test saying Carmella is like WWE's version of a glow girl. She reminds me also of Lizzie Valentine.
Wow.
A glow girl. You don't know what a glow girl is?
No, Lizzie Valentine.
I
don't know that reference.
And Juan says they need to sign Gail Kim. It was
the thing is Gail Kim. She
third time around the block.
Yeah, but Gail Kim, her second time around, she was promised the title push, and she was. They were going to put, I think, Candace over or one of the other Playboy models. I think it was Ashley Mazzaro that they put over instead. And in the middle of this Diva Battle Royal over the top thing, Gail Kim eliminated herself and was never seen in a WWE ring again.
Yeah.
Because she just walked out. I mean, she literally walked out. And so I cannot see her coming back. I just can't.
So are Natty and Naomi, are those just the jobbers of the division?
They fucking earned it tonight. Oh, if they weren't already, they definitely are now.
Definitely did. I mean, do we see some kind of emergency call-ups for both Raw and SmackDown Raw because of?
Can we have emergency call-downs? Can we send them both back? Well,
that's fine.
The minors,
but I mean, for Raw, as far as losing some talent, and SmackDown as far as needing some talent, do we see Ember Moon getting called up quicker than she might have? Do we see Asuka dropping the belt and moving up?
Not anytime soon. Asuka's going to do what you said you want Miz to do. Just carry the belt for a while. She's undefeated. Yeah. Have everybody else build a division that can produce a challenger, real challenger for Asuka, and recreate there. You can't take Ember Moon or anybody from NXT and bring them to SmackDown because you've already gutted them.
Yeah, the only person on the SmackDown roster that can handle Asuka is Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
and maybe that's where it goes eventually. Maybe Asuka comes up kind of KO style with the women's belt and challenges on SmackDown. Now you have a relevant division. If Asuka was challenging Becky and they both were champs,
right.
I'd pay to see that, but I don't know how you book it where
Mania
somebody can win.
Yeah, around Mania time is what I was thinking too.
Or maybe Bayley has a triple threat against the Sasha and Charlotte for the belt, and if Bayley loses, she gets thrown to SmackDown.
Something
creative,
or a trade. There
could be that's always a possibility.
Hey, Marked Out Universe. I think we can clearly say that Adam cares just a little.
We made him care about the women.
I care, but in a sense of what I wanted didn't happen.
Yeah,
more than anything else.
Okay.
And our final thing,
Rivalry Carryover.
The rivalry carryover, obviously, we know this isn't over between Bray and Randy, okay? Because Randy didn't get cleared
Where
from
else
concussion.
They gonna go?
I said this in the first Smackdown after SummerSlam. I said, hey, guys, guess what? What are we going to do here? Because I can't see that, Enzo didn't get busted open. Enzo's probably was worse in a concussion standpoint, but Enzo wasn't cleared for almost a month.
Right.
And we had Randy booked 3 weeks out to fight Bray.
Well, did anybody actually say concussion protocol?
They wouldn't have let him come.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in the arena tonight if that was the case. It might have been his complications. Maybe the staples weren't holding. Maybe
that could be very well.
There had to be something other than concussion.
But it was the biggest letdown of the night. It was probably the one time Richmond was dead on. They tried to save it by marching Kane down there, but all they did, Rob, was create.
They created. Well, you had now the rivalry is going to be the legend killer versus the legend victim. Bray Wyatt, who cannot get over on a single legend.
Not one.
Not one.
Not even legends. Just
he did.
Any kind of main
get,
event he's in.
He did get one pin or victory, I should say, against Jericho, which was his first legend rival.
Right.
But he lost the series in 3. He lost, the third pinfall, the rubber match pinfall. He's since lost to Taker. He's lost to Brock.
He does so.
He's lost to Cena.
Right.
He's lost to now Kane.
Yeah.
I mean,
he does so bad with legends that I think he would probably lose to one of Jerry Lawler's ex-wives.
Yeah, like Jake Roberts or Terry Funk is going to come back.
Right.
Brian, you like that? Terry Funk comes out and he also beats Bray.
Terry, yeah, hell yeah, bring
wow.
Terry back.
Did you climax in the middle?
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Sounded like brother love for a second.
So what about Orton? Orton is scheduled to face Brock Lesnar soon. When is that?
September 24th on the Saturday.
So this rivalry can't really carry over too much.
So that's less than 2 weeks away. He's supposed to fight Brock, but that's a house show, Steve. And they haven't plugged it at all. Even on the network, they haven't plugged it. They haven't plugged it on Raw or SmackDown.
It's kind of strange.
So maybe they're gonna and now they're throwing a curveball. They clearly anticipated Bray and Randy to fight tonight, and it didn't happen. Of course, Kane, they're like, hey, march back out there. Don't worry, we're going to give you the victory because Bray can't beat a legend.
They're gonna
even one of Kane
let Bray
caliber.
beat Brock Lesnar or something to make up for all this shit. I mean, how else are you going to fix it?
But
no.
Okay, Rob, I just ran down the list.
Yeah.
Of everybody that's beaten Bray.
Yeah.
Kane, weakest by far on that list.
Absolutely.
And yet so just for everybody listening out there,
Roman
we had to
Reigns.
make really quick last-minute predictions. You keep throwing Roman in there, but we're talking
beat
about
him.
legends.
We're talking about legends.
I'm just talking about main
the
event
dementia's sitting in.
Yeah, sorry, Steve.
I'm just
Take
making
your
it
pills.
worse for Bray.
I'm just making it worse.
Take your pills.
Damn kids.
But we had to pick on the fly for those listening out there, and we all unanimously picked Kane. I mean, Bray. We all unanimously
we were like,
picked
there's
Bray.
no way they're going to let Bray lose to Kane. There's no way.
And
especially after that setup and everything.
Fat Kane at that. I mean, this isn't even
They
like...
made Bray look strong for once.
Of course, he got RKO'd, so
You think it made
it was
Bray
a
look...
decent match.
Well,
when he came out.
And what's even
I'm saying
worse
when he
is
came
it was a
out.
no DQ match, and he didn't lose clean, but it was a no DQ match, so it doesn't even matter.
But during
It
the
just
match
makes him
and when he
look even
came
worse.
out, he looked strong during that time.
Well, and
up until the RKO.
I will give Bob props now. It's played out completely. The Wyatt family's done. It is just Bray.
Yeah.
Because nobody's come out for
it,
weeks now or
Luke
anything like that. No, we were talking about maybe that was the opponent instead of Kane.
Yeah.
But now it feels like the tables have turned on Bray. Instead of him being the guy getting the win or getting the DQ because his boy came out, now Randy came out and costed him. And so does that justify Bray's loss to Kane?
I don't know.
Is it
That's
enough?
the angle they're going to take.
But is it enough?
Doesn't that set up
the fans? No.
Luke Harper perhaps coming to Bray Wyatt's aid in the future?
No. I think I hope not. I hope the Wyatt family's done. Completely done, and it's just Bray. I
don't think that's ever going to happen.
He could,
I argued that it wasn't over with Bob vehemently. I argued with him that it wasn't over, and now it's proved he's right. It's over. I mean this.
Nothing's proven.
And
just
Bo
they
Dallas
didn't,
is on Raw.
I disagree too.
Just because they didn't come out. Just because they didn't come out tonight. That doesn't. Excuse me.
I think that's something they can always carry over. In
No,
the
but they
future
haven't
at
been
some
out
point.
in weeks since Bray was a valet for Rowan. We haven't seen Bray be involved with any Wyatts in any way in close to a month now.
Okay, on a dark show in about 2 weeks ago, triple threat, or excuse me, 6-man tag, Cena Ambrose Reigns versus Wyatt, Rowan.
Rowan.
And
Harper.
Rollins.
Oh, Rollins.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So they do interact, at least
maybe they just
off
needed a
TV.
sixth guy to throw in that match.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Juan got it. He actually, I'm going to steal this from you, Juan. He says, Orton is a legend killer and Wyatt is the legend jobber.
Well, that's a good way to put it, too.
We've talked about Bray being the main event jobber. Maybe that is the better name.
Yeah.
Legend jobber.
Yeah, well, Upload Test says Bray can bring up Sister Abigail and do intergender tag matches. Maybe on Glow Wrestling.
So obviously we're all in consensus that this is not over between Bray and Randy.
I guess not.
Over.
Brian, did you have anything you wanted to add to this?
No, I mean, just the fact that this just continues to make Bray, I keep thinking that they can't make him look any worse, and they keep shocking me, and I don't know where he goes from here.
We always say that,
obviously
though.
they're going to continue with him and Orton's feud, but what's left of really Bray to even be there for Orton to fight?
Well, and then the other thing in our rivalry carryover is Apollo. Apollo has been talked about a lot. He was on Talking Smack. Dolph gave him a promo. Maybe that's where Dolph and Apollo end up. Is that where you were going with this, Rob?
Yeah, maybe. So
if the Corbin feud is not going to do anything,
I didn't see him. I didn't see him smile. I'm not saying he didn't smile tonight. I didn't see him smile tonight, which is an improvement. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring up Apollo real quick in this segment of the universe because here's a guy that has all the potential that we're looking for to match up in the mid card, but they've hurt him and squashed him so bad, especially tonight against Baron fucking Corbin. It's like this. You're sitting. We're racking our brains. Who the fuck can the Miz fight in a good feud? And the one person on your roster that kind of fits the bill with some flaws is Apollo. And what does Apollo do now?
Well, and Apollo even before the brand split got an inconsistent push on Raw. He had like 3 weeks of promos leading
video
up.
promos, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He had quickly 2 awesome undefeated matches.
The Sheamus rivalry thing.
Yeah, then he was off for 2 weeks, and then he lost to Sheamus, and then he's not really done shit since.
Right.
He's been we're going to give you the push, take it away, push, take it away.
I didn't have a real conclusion to this topic. I was just like, I just want to say Apollo, I don't get what their goal is with him.
So, well,
they have a lot of heels. I don't know why they need to push Corbin. They've got enough heels.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, before we're going to wrap up our state of the universe. This is our first. We're going to kind of do this probably, maybe we'll tweak it here and there. But, for the pay-per-views, kind of discuss the divisions. Before we get into best, worst, we just got a little business to do.
Show me the money.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kiara from Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Since Royal Rumble 2016, we have been striving to bring you an entertaining smart mark perspective from the world of professional wrestling. What we do is a labor of love, but new equipment and segments cost time and money. If you have enjoyed our show, we ask that you become a patron and donate what you can to help us continue to improve and grow week to week. Make a donation and we will let you pick a topic or join us for a segment of the broadcast. It's real easy. Go to markedoutwrestling.com and click on the Be a Patron link at the top. We thank you in advance for anything you can do to help. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.
Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker! Show me the money! Show me the money.
And not just show us the money. Get involved. Call our fan line. Chat online with us. We got a lot of patrons that way so far, and it keeps growing, it seems. Now is our best and worst segment.
Can I have a whiteboard?
You want a whiteboard?
Are we doing whiteboard?
I don't know. I always have fun with the whiteboard.
All right. Yeah. Rob.
I might not even use it, but I just want one.
Rob likes it.
I do.
I'm going to start show with the show winner and who won. We're going to take it to Brian for the first response. Brian, who was your show winner tonight?
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Nobody else. He won. First guy to win the WWE, TNA, and IWGP Heavyweight Championship in history. AJ Styles right there.
Yeah, he does have a great resume. He was the first Grand Slam champion, too, on TNA. Medine, who's your show winner?
I'm also with AJ. Side note, the titles tonight. Just the championship belt in general. going across the board from the tag team to the new women's title that we had. The Intercontinental title was defended. This was almost like their own version of Clash of the Champions, because they did have a lot of title
Night
matches.
of the Champions.
Even though,
right.
whatever they're
The
calling
Kraken!
No, now it's Clash of the Champions.
It is Clash of the Champions now.
It is.
You should know since you're the Ross.
Clash of the Titans.
Oops.
Remember the champions.
But so
I love
the title
that.
belt. But AJ stands tall, the smallest man standing tall. I love it.
Well, and AJ is pound for pound tougher than his size would reveal.
Absolutely.
Steve, who's your show winner?
I got Heath Slater, baby.
Heath Slater.
I mean, come on.
Heathy, baby.
He's got a contract and a title now.
Your social outcast guy finally makes good. Bo Dallas is drinking in an airport. We haven't seen Axel since the brand split, and Adam Rose is at home beating something. Rob, who's your show winner?
All right, so let's go Juan as The Miz. I am going to go Slater, baby, Slater.
Heath Slater.
Yeah, man.
Showing some Heath Slater love. I'm glad somebody online gave some Miz some love. I'm going to say, AJ, I'm kind of piggybacking a little bit of what Brian said, but in a different way. I think that the WWE Universe won through AJ tonight because it proves that the other guys on the roster, the Joes, the Rudes, people that are in WWE organization can get put over. People that may come from some other unknown company that we're not sure of that's competing will get put over.
Yeah.
It made a bigger statement than just AJ getting his first title run. And AJ's not getting any younger. I'm glad he's got the title. I hope he has at least a 3 or 4 month run. I'd love to see that. Show loser. Steve, kick us off.
I got much like we talked about before, Bray Wyatt.
Hands down.
You can't get put over anybody. So.
It's terrible.
Unless it's, I can consider one of the female.
Who was it? Was it Juan with the Legend Jobber?
Legend Jobber, yeah.
Good job, Juan. We're definitely stealing that. Like we stole Bob's the SmackDown as the We Don't Know What to Do with You All Stars.
Right.
Yeah. Keep it coming, Marked Out Universe. Medine, what do you got? Who's your loser?
Also, Bray. I mean, made him look strong in the beginning of the show, attacking Randy. That's actually bleeding into my best promo, but whatever. But then at the end, squashing him with the RKO to nowhere, and Kane, yet another guy.
Yeah, not completely out of nowhere, but since he limped down to the ring, it caught us by surprise.
He slithered,
RKO out of somewhere.
He slithered down to the ring.
Oh, I like the way he slithered out,
too.
Ooh. Dude, he definitely slithered out. I didn't see so much coming in, but on the way out, he slithered. Brian, what's your loser?
Yeah, I had Bray Wyatt also. This was a no DQ match, and we had a couple weeks ago, his specialty is more of a non-traditional wrestling match. He's more of a street fighter. This was his forte, and for him to lose to Kane kind of just unannounced, I don't know how else they can make him any worse.
Did Brian do his winner?
Face of Fear? Yeah, not really.
Rhodey, as I kick it to you, would Bray be your Rossum Award winner for the Jobber of the Night?
That would be a very strong consideration. He'd be a nominee.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely a nominee.
Yeah. Who's your loser, though?
Well, let's go with Juan. Juan's going to go outside the box here. Juan's going Naomi as
that's
his
a good
loser.
answer.
Absolutely. Upload test, Ambrose for show loser. Not a very lengthy reign for him. My show loser is going to go to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella, who looked like she did not belong in that ring. She is a dinosaur of a different era, and it showed when she was going against women that actually knew how to wrestle.
Do you think it was more evident in her than Natty?
I think Natty's just kind of slow, and she's not up to pace with the new girls.
So she's technically up the pace. She just can't keep up with them.
Yeah, technically she's up the pace.
Okay.
But as far as Nikki in the ring with other women wrestlers, she looked out of place.
Yeah, I'm more pissed off on that Evolution documentary they gave Nikki so much credit.
Yeah, she does not. She is not the patriarch of the women's division.
Yeah. So who is your loser? Since you gave us the online losers.
No, that was mine, Nikki.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is Bray. The biggest thing for me tonight with Bray losing is that he's lost once again. His gimmick is I am God, I'm invincible, I'm immortal. I lose every fucking match. Me and Medine, just off
Bizarre
the cuff,
World God.
when he came out, his little theme song, we were just doing a shoot, but it was perfect. Like, you lose, Bray, every time. I'm sorry. Best promo video package, Medine, kick us off.
Bray jumping Randy, surprisingly, in the back was very effective in the beginning. The placement, the timing, when they put it in there, but of course it didn't end up being strong for him. But at that time, we thought, Bray, he did get the victory tonight. We are forgetting that there was a counterfeit victory.
Yes.
So yes, he did get a victory tonight.
And hopefully we'll find out more about that going into our Smackdown on Tuesday night.
But yeah, not to elaborate too much on that. That's a break for jumping Randy in the back.
All right. Steve, who's your best promo video package?
Heath Slater and Rhino all night, man. Just the funny promos, and even when they won the titles in the ring.
Look at Steve. He's like, another ginger.
We're getting a double wide, baby.
I love my
Tiki
gingers.
torches.
Brian, best promo video package.
I really enjoyed AJ Styles with the two random jobbers, where he was just kind of living with it.
That was pretty good.
Making fun of it.
It was a good work.
Yeah.
I did definitely like it. Just so we know, normally we overlap a lot in this segment at a pay-per-view recap show, but there were so many to choose from tonight that we can all think outside the box.
Yeah.
Rob, what's yours?
We got Juan says Slater for him. I'm going to go with Hogan and Macho in the hospital room with Elizabeth. I thought that was kind of crazy, so that's mine.
All right. I'm going to close the best promo video package off.
The breast?
Exactly. And it was the breast. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Renee in my head. I gave it to actually Renee, Heath, and Rhino. This is the third time they've done this kind of segment where Heath runs off in the middle of the interview. Rhino, without saying anything, just gives a look to
Renee's
Renee.
like, no, I'm good.
She gets uncomfortable and leaves or whatever, and I like it.
Good.
I like
Without
it.
having to say anything.
I'm gonna start fuck up of the night just by saying Natty and Naomi. We've talked about it enough. I don't need to go any further. Brian, what's your fuck up of the night?
Natty and Naomi.
There you go, Medine.
Unanimous.
Yeah.
I had when Adam changed his answer to Alexa before the match started.
Yes, because I did lose by 1 to Rob, so that is terrible.
Well, we're going to cover that in a minute, right, before we get done, right?
Yeah, we're going to get to that
But
at
I
the
had
end of
to
the best
count that.
worst. That'll go into our
Sure.
Backlash Open. The actual scorecards there and see where we did. By the way, SummerSlam, everybody was predicting, since that was our last pay-per-view, I think whoever won, I think it was Bob with 11.
Right.
You and Kira had 10. We didn't even have 10 to choose from tonight.
No.
Or anything remotely close.
Yeah, no, everybody's above 500 here.
Yeah, even those that lost did well. You got a D. So
my fuck up of the night is going to be it's fucking unanimous.
Yeah.
Naomi. Oh, it's not. No, Steve was out there. I'm sorry. Naomi and Natty. I just, and I know we don't really need to cover it. I just got to say, man, that's some rookie bullshit there. That's some what's the word I'm looking for? That's
some Dana Brooke shit for your show. It's the exact same.
Well, sure, it is.
Consistently having a huge fuck up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some amateur hour shit.
Yeah. Cameras on you. You're the spotlight of this move, and you fuck it up.
That's some PWX in the club uptown fucking indie fuck up shit right there.
Yeah, I think she called home to tell Tyson, don't buy anything new for a little while.
Right,
and we might be getting our bags packed.
And no disrespect to PWX, I actually enjoy their product. So.
All right, fuck up of the night.
We did that.
Was unanimous except for Steve. So we're going to booking error of the night, and we're going to kick it off with Medine.
Booking error of the night was Kane replacing Orton, and then Kane winning the match.
Yeah, you almost get 2 for that one. Steve, what do you got?
Just the same old GM Shane love between Daniel Bryan and Shane. There's no controversy between the two, and it's getting annoying.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be that awkward moment with Seth Rogen and Jay at the end of Zach and Miri. Like, eventually they're going to do a Dutch rudder. Like, it's not gay. You're touching yourself. I'm just working your arm.
Right.
What do you got, Rob?
Oh, sorry, I was taking a swig. I didn't know you were going to me.
Booking error.
Booking error. I thought that tonight actually was fairly well booked, right? As far as the sequence of matches goes, I thought it was well done. But booking error of the night has to be Kane being the replacement for the Bray match.
Yeah, you know that they would have had somebody like Del Rio or something if
or maybe
he was
those,
still there.
Maybe those two jobbers would have came out. Who knows?
That would have been funny.
Have him be in a handicap match and have Bray get over on that sense.
Holy fuck. Like a 3-inch fucking cockroaches.
Oh, yeah, I saw that bastard earlier.
We've got all kinds of wildlife.
Where's that Pre-Mantis when you need him?
I released
thought he was
him.
supposed to eat that.
I put him outside.
Holy shit.
My booking error of the night, Brian, did you go?
I didn't yet.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna close it. So you go ahead.
My booking error was having the women's match first on the card. I thought that was interesting. I thought they should have had maybe a match as
it was a title match.
The Usos and Hype Brothers.
The qualifier.
Yeah, probably. Juan says
first match of the night, you want to set the tone for, that's going to set for the rest of the show, and you want to have something that's going to, really impact the crowd, and to have a match that's got a bunch of botches and stuff that the ones they had tonight, I think that was just a poor choice.
Well, while you mentioned it with the tag title, do you think that had to be before AJ and Ambrose, the finals, because they were doing 2 matches? Because otherwise, I think that should have been earlier in the card.
Stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, recovery time.
Right. I would have put it where Usos and Hype Brothers was if it was a normal pay-per-view.
Right. Juan says Apollo Wrestling was the fuck up of the night.
Wow.
Or the booking error. I'm sorry, booking error of the night. Booking error of the night.
All these Apollo haters.
I know, right? My booking error of the night was Miz and Dolph. The reason I say that is because if Dolph doesn't win, he has now, in consecutive pay-per-views less than a month apart, lost both titles. He's supposed to be reinventing himself and proving himself, and he to me is now falling into the Bray Wyatt category of his gimmick, his character, the things he say doesn't line up with what he is actually doing between the ropes.
Right.
What do you got, Rob?
Upload test with a kind of an interesting factoid / thought. I think the women's match was to get the male demographic because football started at 8:35.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, but if that's the perspective, that match was probably over at 8:35. So if they wanted the guys, all they did was tease them, and then they got to go watch the Patriots.
Let's watch some porn before the game.
Still got some ratings.
Somebody in a bathroom at some bar was doing that.
I'm sure they'll announce it on the next Smackdown.
And you got to think with it being on a network now, most football fans are going, when the game's over, I'll just go on the network and watch it.
Right. Or even back then, I think, during football season, you could watch the replay was airing right after.
And we've had moments in here where, like, the NBA Finals where we had 2 screens going on here watching simultaneously.
Right. I've done it several times. Actually, my living room is constantly set up with 2 screens. So,
yeah.
I just leave it that way. So we're going to move on to next is least shitty match. And we're going to kick it off with Rob this time.
I'm going to go Miz and Dolph. I was... And more so for Miz. Miz, to me, got out of his comfort zone tonight, showed some style in the ring, took some chances, which he always says he doesn't want to do, took some chances, and it was clean. Well, it wasn't clean. I'm sorry. It was hook or quick. But it was a good heel finish.
Because of Maurice.
But I thought as far as the wrestling portion of the match, that those two worked well together, and Miz shined.
You kind of needed a little bit of a screw job ending to not completely bury Dolph. Steve, what do you got?
I had Miz and Ziggler too. I thought everybody else would be picking Dean and AJ, but he's for the same reasons that Rob was talking about.
Brian?
I actually had Rhino Slater and the Usos for the belt. Wrestling's all about formulas and them chasing for the titles. And then, they're the unlikely team. And for them to finally win, maybe it's kind of something that we all could have maybe saw coming, but they executed it properly, and it just came off great. I had to go with that match.
All right, Medine, what do you got?
It's interesting because I had Heath and Rhino versus the Usos, crossed that out, and then wrote Miz and Dolph.
Any extra points to add in there?
No, I thought it was a good match between 2 guys. They at least went long enough to make us care about the outcome. Good heel finish, just like Rob was saying with Maurice and the spray.
All right, what's the online vote over there, Rob?
I love the copycatting of Miz doing Daniel Bryan's maneuvers.
Sure.
That really adds to that fuel to that fire later on.
Juan stepping back and changing his. I'm assuming his fuck up of the night or one of his booking or one of the 2 negative ones, saying no. Shane McMahon saying the ratings up on SmackDown was the fuck up of the night.
Yeah.
And then guess what?
Great point we forgot to mention.
And I'm gonna read you a line, and here's the trivia show. Who is it? The line is Backlash 410. No naked Paige.
It's
Jonathan.
Jonathan is on the line.
What's up, Jonathan?
Jonathan, man, we're gonna talk about your girl tomorrow. It doesn't look like you're gonna be seeing her around on the.
Looks like the page is being turned on her.
Yes, page is being turned. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. But hello, Jonathan.
My least shitty match was AJ and Dean. I thought it had a lot of good spots. I thought it had a lot of good works. I don't know why the crowd was so against it. I do feel that yes, Dean was slow paced toward the end, but the couple things that were in the beginning of the match to wear each other down were outside of both of each other's normal move sets and comfort zones, and I kind of like that. There was a little more reversals and stuff from the two of them, and I thought, yes, AJ probably did carry him, but I thought he carried him enough that Dean didn't have to be carried like Roman. He could hold his own, and AJ made the match a 4-star match instead of a 3.
Definitely wasn't as bad as Roman.
Right. Yeah. Dean wrestled at a 3-star level. AJ wrestled at a 4.
The thing about the thing is Dean's got a good move set. He's just so spaced out of when he used it, and he's so slow when he does.
And was it Brian? Was it you that said this earlier that he's so just unpredictable? It's hard to wrestle with. Who was the one? One of us earlier said that he was so unpredictable.
Nadine.
His style.
No, I said unorthodox.
Oh, unorthodox. Yeah.
And I said predictable.
Yeah. Okay, so I combined. But anyway, opportunity of the night.
Have another Jello shot.
Yeah, good segue. It was our 50th anniversary. We had to do some Jello shots. We did 5. Our 50th show.
That's why Kira's not here. She's upstairs throwing up and then passing out.
Yeah. Sorry, Kira. I miss you. I didn't mean to get you drunk. So that you couldn't come on the show with us tonight for number 50, but we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Opportunity tonight, Steve, kick us off.
I had, since we've been talking about Apollo Crews all this time, and this guy never gets any talk from us, Baron Corbin. He got to win tonight. That's an opportunity for him. I know, but still, he's going to have to do something now in the future. How is this going to propel him?
But
it was his opportunity.
I know it's your opinion, Steve, but
those fuck you.
It's my opinion, and fuck you.
Those two had rivalries on NXT. I don't know that was an opportunity. Rob, what do you got?
I wouldn't dog on Steve like that. Yeah. I got to stick with the Miz. Miz proved that he can do more tonight. And then let's see, jumping real quick.
You got him to give you a 3 or 4 month extension.
I renewed his contract. And just to throw Jonathan on the board with us real quick, he just wanted to chime in to say AJ should have got the clean win. Doesn't make sense for him to beat Cena clean, but not Dean, which there's an argument to be made there.
Well, I mean, the nut shot, I don't know how dirty that is.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't over the top.
It's not like he grabbed a chair
they
or a
already
sledgehammer.
introduced it, too, in the last segment that they had against each other, closing SmackDown.
And he looked, he saw the ref, he saw the opportunity, he took it real fast, and he went for the win. That's okay
heel.
with me.
It's a heel win.
It's a heel win. Yeah.
But it wasn't a brass knuck win. It wasn't a chair win. It wasn't a sledgehammer win. It was a dirty win. Like somebody.
Right.
It was the equivalent of somebody putting their legs on the rope for leverage.
Right, but he could do that because, in my opinion, AJ controlled that match. He controlled that match.
Yes.
He was on top 90% of it. So to win non-clean, to win by hook or crook, I think is okay because the match spoke louder than the finish.
Right, and that gives a little segue for a rematch, despite the obvious one that Dean gets. Medine, did you give an opportunity tonight?
No, my opportunity was AJ finally getting, an opportunity at the WWE Championship. Really, it's finally someone outside of the
he had one other
inner circle
to be the face. He got the opportunity to be the face.
Yeah, he's getting.
He had that opportunity against Roman before he.
No, I know, but now I'm saying they're giving him. They're giving him the belt.
Champ.
Yeah, they gave it to him finally.
Gotcha.
The belt that matters.
Finally,
Brian, what's your opportunity?
I mentioned it a little bit before, but those two jobbers that got airtime on the WWE pay-per-view out of nowhere. Did we even get their names?
No,
they didn't.
They didn't even get Tom Phillips treatment.
I don't think it matters if got their names. I think they probably died in a dark match after with Braun or something.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
I eat you, nerds.
Did you go opportunity tonight, Stevie?
I already did.
All right. Everybody else go but me?
Yeah.
All right. My opportunity tonight, I'm surprised nobody stole it from me. Kane got to march down and replace Randy.
And my answer is...
Fans might have hated it. We might have hated it. But Kane even got the W. He was not on the card tonight. He got the W.
It's not going to go anywhere after that.
I could not disagree with you more.
My point being is
he got an opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
it's called opportunity tonight, and he got a big
one. You know what he got? The only opportunity he got was he was sitting in the back, and they're like, Kane, we're calling your number. You got to go in.
Randy can't go.
For all we know, he was on the shitter with his Kane outfit around his ankles, going, "Oh, hold on, I'll be right out."
Kane, put your fucking mask on.
Blow the torches. I'll be right there.
What were you saying, Brian?
Light a match.
Brian, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that he was there out of convenience, that match.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so that wraps up our best worst, and we're going to go into our scores.
Okay. Real quick, Jonathan, the match was good, though. I thought AJ died when he got launched into the post. I think we all talked about that as well.
Yeah. It looked probably worse than it was, but we're going to now go to our scorecard.
Oh,
you're not going to do Mauro Ranallo?
Oh, yeah, Mauro Ranallo's gold. I had gold, baby. I had gold.
Sorry, forgot.
You got something, Steve?
I just like when he said, like, great Uncle Umaga. When the Usos moved.
Oh, yeah. He
the
said
Samoan references.
The thing that I thought stood out about that, did he mean that their Uncle Umaga was great, or is he their great uncle?
No, it's like great googly boogly. Same thing.
Because I thought he was their cousin. That's why I was
kind of like a Robin Holy.
I don't even think he's their uncle to begin with. Just, that's why
I had two kind of. Well, one was a kind of an anti one. The one that I liked was the Mensa level ring IQ for AJ. I thought that was a great line.
That is.
And the other one was fucking David never talk Otunga, right?
Yeah.
So he reminds me of you, Adam, where you like to jump in and steal somebody's points in the last part of a sentence. So Mauro was saying, he was gonna say about the women's match. This is what it's all about. This is what the women's division's all about. And he goes, that's it. That's it. This is what the and then Otunga, like, women's division's all about. Yeah. That's my line. I stole that. I said that. That's the one line I had of the night. So it was more like it was Otunga's bullshit gold moment of the night. So.
Yeah, and JBL, man, you got to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan, Alexa Bliss looked fucking beautiful tonight, almost enough for an extra 2 points on my final rating.
He's gonna dump Paige and go after Alexa now.
Yeah, she's 6 out of 10 stars now apparently, but I got to tell you, Jonathan, just off the cuff, off the topic real quick. If I had the option of Paige and Alexa, that booty, though. Alexa gets me every time. Every time, man. And upload test, I didn't see the match, but those posts look like the same flimsy material they make the stairs with. It's not the old hard posts of before. Yeah, I don't like the new posts.
Covers or something with the LED.
Yeah,
LED.
It might even be padded, for all we know.
No, they're not padded. They're just sleeves, and they're thin, aluminum. They're just sleeves. They just set them over top the ring post.
Right, just so I got extra graphic.
So that's why everybody's getting thrown into them now, is because
it just doesn't seem as brutal to me to get thrown into that. Like, oh, you hit an LED board. Oh,
right. Brian and Medine, you got any gold?
No, I was also referring to the Uncle Umaga reference.
I wish we had better cameras so you could see Medine right now.
I'm out.
He's got his fisherman hat jacked down to his fucking good.
Brian, what do you got?
Yeah, I had during the Apollo Baron Corbin match, Apollo, I forget what move Apollo had Corbin in, but Mauro had referenced, he said that he was taking Corbin up to Apollo's chariot. And Apollo's chariot happens to be, it's a roller coaster in Busch Gardens. And obviously the pay-per-view took place in Richmond, which is right there, so I thought that was a kick.
That could have been a mythological type reference.
Well, I was about to say, if it wasn't for the roller coaster you said at the end, I was like, well, that was also like something from the past there, Brian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It works both ways.
That's what I thought it was too. But then I looked into it more, and then it was actually the roller coaster that was right in Richmond.
Okay. Wonderful.
All right.
Thanks for your input.
That is our now officially over best of worst segment, taking us into our draft board, or actually not a draft board.
Our draft board.
Our prediction board. Way to go. To see where we stand, where we finished. It looks like Rody Rob is going to be our winner tonight.
Fuck right. So I come in with
he comes in with 6. This isn't even the show he covered, but he managed to get 6 predictions right.
It's not hard to look at shit.
It was down between me and
6
him,
out of 8.
AJ and Dean match.
He really got 6 out of 8. Now I do call a little bullshit on the fact that you beat me by 1 on the Bray Orton thing, but Bray did get 10 count. Bray did get awarded the victory in the middle of the ring.
Damn right.
So that's why you got a point there. But that one set you apart. Stevie, you got 5.
And it came down to the wire with me and Steve.
Because it was between
you guys came
Dean
to the main
AJ,
event. Yep. You each split on the main event, and that's how Stevie only got 5. I got 5. Looks like Medine got 4.
Should have picked Keith and Rhino, but
Kiera got 2. Bob got 2. Brian got 3. Wow.
3.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, you only got 3, buddy.
Yeah, you suck.
He spelled your name with a Y on the board.
Oh
too.
no, he got AJ. He got 4.
Did he do it? You did it again?
He
You spelled his name with a fucking Y again. You're the worst fucking friend.
It's because of Daniel
ever.
Bryan and anyway.
Such a dick.
I just want to note to everybody out there in the Marked Out universe, I am looking at this board, and if you combine the hosts of Rawsome, Steve, Rob, and Medine, they basically, the three of them scored 15. If you combine the hosts of SmackDown, the ones who cover the SmackDown show, let me do the quick math here. We combined, for 11. So we lost by 4.
You're just like your product compared to ours. Just under par.
Well, I mean,
inferior.
Yeah, inferior. Yeah, ever since the brand split, now my streak is back in the toilet. But I only lost by 1 this week. Lost by 2 the last 2 weeks, or the last.
So next time we hear this,
Please listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
we should tell you,
You're fired.
or better yet,
You disrespectful, stupid idiot.
yes, I got some sound effects in there.
Yes, always loading them in at the end here. So, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I lose my own show at number 50. Rob gets to hang his head high when we go back in the record books.
Right.
He's the winner of number 50.
Damn, Skippy.
What do we got online? Who's chiming in now?
Just jumping in there and see who we got. Jonathan Durant. David Otunga creeps me out. He's always looking sideways and smiling when the cameras are on him, laughing his ass off.
Jonathan, you kind of creep us out with all your page comments. I'm just saying, pot, kettle, you should introduce yourself. Love you, Jonathan.
Excuse me, I'm still getting over my shit. And Juan Rodriguez.
Why do you have such a hard time with his name?
I have a speech impediment. It's just some words are tough for me.
Waving inflatable arm flailing.
Shut your fuck. No, everybody has that problem except for you, apparently. And Juan says Naomi keeps wrestling like this. She will be triple A soon. Triple A wrestling soon. Oh, okay. If Naomi keeps, she'll be Triple A wrestling. Yeah,
I think
maybe that's another solution.
Dude, I almost think that she's one of those that goes in the valet discussion.
Ooh. Let me get a little sound effect here. Hold on.
When the best part about you is your intro, yeah, you suck.
Here we go. Ready for this?
And now it's time for a little Marked Out trivia.
What do we got?
Wait. Okay. Brought to you by Jonathan. Jonathan says trivia for the panel.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Which two wrestlers won their first world title against each other and then won tag team championships? Which two wrestlers won their first world title against each other?
I got a great guess.
And then won tag team championships. I gotta go Stone Cold and Triple H, right?
I'm going Rock and Sock.
That's what I was gonna say, Rock and Sock.
It's the Rock and Sock connection.
Rock and Sock.
Yeah.
That was we actually were watching that the other night, weren't we?
Yeah, because we were watching when Rock won it back. He won it back from Mankind at the Rumble we were watching.
Right.
But yeah, the Rock.
That would be my first guess.
Yeah, I would think it's Rock and Sock. So I know you're on a delay.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Okay.
Let's let Brian weigh in.
Which two wrestlers won their first world title against each other and then won tag team championships?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Medina's like nodding off, like almost hitting the microphone every
I'm
time.
fine over here.
The thing is he's kept his mouth right by the mic in case we talk to him.
Exactly.
I live in a can, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. What you got there, Brian? You got anything?
Mega Powers?
Okay,
What?
see, Mega Power. Oh my
Mega
God,
That
no!
is
What the
terrible.
fuck? That is so bad.
You got lust for Elizabeth.
Hulk Hogan did not win his first title against Savage.
Yeah, that was Brian. I'm fucking ashamed of you. That's horrible.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I don't know.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Jonathan confirms it is the Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right,
Rock and
Stevie.
Sock.
All right.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Hey, that's our extra point. We're now tied with you. We're at 6.
Oh,
Me
go
and
for it.
Stevie both get 6.
Oh, you don't change the rules at the end.
Just when you ask the question,
Yeah,
I'll
whatever.
change the rules.
Okay. What's next?
Our next is just the Backlash Open, where and kind of final thoughts. We'll kind of tie them together here. Basically, I got what I thought I got, and even worse because there was no Randy Bray, and I'm left wanting something to get excited about, wanting that moment that we go off air and we talk about. I was excited to broadcast tonight, but I was excited to broadcast tonight because it was our 50th episode.
Right.
I was excited to broadcast tonight because I had a new champion. But outside of that, and we crowned some other champions, I don't feel that we got what we paid for. I don't know. So we're going to go around the room with those final thoughts and ask for grades. We're going to start with Brian. Brian, give us your final thoughts on Backlash and a grade.
I mean, there was nothing really that was really settled. I mean, obviously they're going to continue with the Bray and Orton when I guess Orton comes back. But as far as the tag division, I mean, yeah, we've got champions right now, but we don't really have anyone that can really go after it competitively that we can actually take seriously. And even for the women's division, they're still just lacking any kind of female wrestler that can really just go after it. I mean, we have it. They obviously have it on their Raw roster, and it's there on, Ember Moon. She's a great example of someone new that's making an impact already. So, I mean, this show, the matches were okay. Overall, I'd say the C-, and that's even being, nice.
Being nice. Brian, you are a nice guy. Medine,
yeah.
Are you alive enough to give us a letter grade?
Absolutely.
What is
Sorry,
it?
what was that?
I'm the Walking Dead over here.
Are you the one that Negan bashed the head in of? Is that why you're so out of it?
I don't watch the show. Right?
He's the zombie version of that person.
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
What do you got, Medine?
This was a lackluster pay-per-view. It was like it was a little bit better than a SmackDown, but it definitely didn't deserve the Backlash name that it was given. They tried to play it up with presenting new titles. That was exciting. We got the Heath pop, we got the Becky pop, and AJ, of course. But other than that, and those three things alone should have been able to sustain the show, but for some reason it wasn't. And it just because they didn't book enough matches, maybe, or they didn't really make you care enough about everything else that was going on. Going forward, I guess No Mercy's coming up, but they've got to establish their divisions underneath for their champions that they've just crowned in order to make them legitimate.
So what's your grade?
I'm going with C. C. I'm just going to go to C. I'm going to go with
hard C.
A hard C.
I tease all the time about Festus and Luke Gallows with that old Festus gimmick of the bell rang and all of a sudden he was on point.
Right.
Then it would ring again and he was out. I feel like Medine just did that.
Yeah.
Like he came forth with a more valid point than I would have thought.
He had a lot of things to say that I was getting ready to talk about.
Yeah. So Stevie, you want to piggyback it then?
I'm going to get a bell sound. I'm going to give.
I'm going to go back to sleep now.
Show a C+. A little higher grade than that because there were some good things. Seeing the new tag team, Heath Slater getting a pop, like he said, the new women's title now, and AJ Styles, the thing. But the only thing that's got me wondering is like, now what? The roster's not big enough to really sustain any kind of meaningful rivalries throughout. So
yeah.
What do you got?
We'll go to the chat board first before me. Upload Test says I think we got what we pay for, $9.99 a month. And whatever fraction of that you put, yeah.
But I feel like that $9.99 goes to NXT and CWC.
I completely agree with you there. And Edgy Christian.
Yeah.
Juan Rod goes with a letter grade of C. Now me, I got two grades here. I've got a B- for execution and booking, and I have a D for follow up.
You would kill me if I came with 2 grades.
Well,
yeah, but Rob accuses me of changing the game and changing the rules.
Well,
and he does it himself, and it's all gravy.
And it piggybacks a lot on what you guys were saying. I thought that tonight's pay-per-view was a lackluster kind of a off-the-cuff network, King of the Ring kind of pay-per-view, where they kind of just threw it in there. It felt like that. But the booking order wasn't horrible. It was pretty well booked. Yes, there was some botchamania moments in there. The ladies, they didn't produce like you would want them to. Apollo got squashed. But there were some highlight points, and something you've been asking for SmackDown for a while now is we just lost Brian. Something you've been asking now for a while now is for there to be some structure on the show, and now you have it. Now you have champions set. You have just a few rivalry sets, some big question marks, and that's why I say D for follow up, because they left this pay per view with a big question mark in a lot of areas. So the pay-per-view itself, I'm just judging...
That's the MO of SmackDown, right. Period.
So if I'm just judging the show itself, although small, not up to par with most pay-per-views, just the show itself, I go B- wasn't a horrible thing to watch, right? But on the back end, you go D because I know you're going to fuck it up. Upload test goes C+, because AJ won.
See, well, and now I'm gonna give mine, and I kind of think, that it basically, I gave it a C, and I think I gave it a C generously because I should have given it a C- or a D+ kind of range. I gave it a C because I was being generous on the fact that Randy threw them a curve, and they had that build as one of their bigger matches of the night, and that threw them for a loop, and they had to do whatever they had to do to get around it. And maybe they did do the best that they could in grabbing Kane. They didn't really have another option. There wasn't Del Rio back there. There wasn't there. Who were they going to send out? Alex English,
right?
Brian might have had a good idea with those two jobbers.
That was me. That was me. But give it to Brian. That's
Alex
fine.
English, is that a
the two jobbers back? You said that.
I said that.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets.
And anybody would have. Anybody, they were in a tough spot, but. This being the first real pay-per-view since the brand split because they shared SummerSlam, this reminded me of what we got last time, which was impossible basically for any individual show pay-per-view to get above a B- because their roster didn't have the depth, the rivalries didn't have the stories that backed them up. They were always rushed because these guys were not involved. Most of these guys were not in SummerSlam.
Right.
Many of them were not. So these guys all had to get pushed and rushed. The Divas were in a horrible gimmick in SummerSlam on the pre-show. That was it. Heath and Rhino, not on there. Apollo Baron, not on there. So, Miz fought Apollo, but nobody even remembers it.
Right. It's like if you work for a company and they're giving out basketball tickets, like, we're all going to the regular season, but you're going to get preseason tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of.
Same with the Panthers.
Yeah. We're going to let you participate, but not the big time.
We've lived in Charlotte long enough where we know that we've been offered preseason tickets way more than regular season.
Right.
I can't go.
away.
Here you go. Go watch the Patriots one series. Whatever the hell it was.
Right.
The point being is they've set themselves up to fail, and unlike in the past where both shows kind of dragged for a little while before Raw took over, they've set SmackDown just completely up to fail. From having two face GMs that seemingly want to get in bed with each other and rusty trombone one another, to having
Jessica number 3.
just to not really having a division, any level of any division with more than 4 people in it that are qualified to be the champs or the top of that division. No future on the horizon of anybody getting pushed at all. In terms of what we were promised, all these people are going to get opportunities and everything's going to be great. Nope, nothing that. We don't have CWC on the horizon. Nothing coming there. I know Bob is critical of me being so dogging on SmackDown, but this is the beast that they have created.
Yeah, I got to play devil's advocate here with SmackDown. It is let's keep in perspective. It is a new show, all right? Maybe they didn't plan it out beforehand the way they should have. Maybe they rushed to the split and they didn't get all their ducks in a row. But it is a new show, and it is going to take time to develop. You watch look, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, right? So it took me 5 or 6 episodes before I was like, okay, I'm in for the long haul. It took me a minute to get hooked into it. SmackDown they are trying to figure out their identity. They are trying to figure out what they are doing. So, yes, has the product been less than par? Has it been below the bar? It absolutely have. Has it been a rivalry?
Yeah, you got to think USA Network might step in and
they may
say you got to do a longer broadcast or something.
Right, but I mean, is it everything you want it to be yet? No, it's not. Does it have the potential to finally get there? Absolutely, but you're going to have to sit through the bullshit to get to the fucking good stuff.
Well, and I'm going to date myself in my argument against you here, but I'm going to compare this to like All in the Family. Okay, All in the Family, you could say when Maude had a spin-off from there, it was completely different because Maude was not a full-time character on All in the Family. When Jefferson split off from All in the Family, they were not full-time characters. So those were new things. So Jeffersons and Maude, they had to get their own ratings. They had to get their own audience.
Of course.
But when All in the Family became Archie Bunker's place, and the kids had moved out, and it was just him and Edith running a bar, they only did one season of that shit. Yeah. They had the built-in characters and the built-in audience. It's not like Dean Ambrose is brand new, and we never saw him, and he got pulled out. It's not like AJ Styles has never wrestled before. These are characters that carry name. This is a flagship of going close to 20 years of SmackDown being it. Yes, it's new to live, but I mean, other than having post-production.
It's new to this generation, to this era.
I'm just saying it's not as starting over as you guys are trying, that are against me on this, are trying to make it seem like. It's not like
they just need more substance.
Well, yeah, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I just to give the counterpoint, I am more in agreement with you than I'm presenting that. I mean, absolutely.
I mean, JBL came over from Raw to be the announcer over here. David Otunga, he's not new. We talk about all these new people you could give announcing jobs to. We talk about putting Kurt Angle at the announce table. That would be new.
Oh, yeah.
We got Mauro Ranallo new. We got a old gimmick that never worked with Otunga. And we got JBL, who every time he opens his mouth is killing his own legacy.
Right.
That's what we got. And we got a bunch of recycled rivalries. The Usos going heel is probably one of the newest things SmackDown has.
I agree.
So
I agree. Jonathan says his letter grade for shit. Jonathan says, I'll give Paige a D. Yeah.
In her A.
Right, in her A, right.
Oh, my God.
And Upload Test is sharing with Jonathen links on YouTube to find somewhere to beat off at. So chat room mind of its own.
It's a different world out there.
While you
but
say
share,
that, Rob,
share that link with me, please.
While you say that, Rob, I would like to throw out there, guys, me and Rob were talking about this off air. We're really excited about how the chat room is kind of taking on a life of its own, and you guys are interacting even when we don't get a chance to nod to you. And just keep that up. Overall grade from everybody averages out to right at a C minus range.
Yeah.
So
just average.
Hey, we only get 8 to 10 concurrent viewers live, per show. But y'all are the most badass 8 to 10 viewers in the fucking universe.
I love
it. To God.
Yeah, we love it. Keep it up. Keep spreading that love. We're gonna try, me and Rob, to announce a little bit of a patron involvement segment this coming week.
We got some heavy game shows that we're gonna be working on.
Yep, and
inviting you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna finalize this stuff going into Survivor Series so that when we do the big reunion of everybody again, we can have some fun.
Absolutely.
So tune in next time. Of course, we're going to do Tuesday for Smackdown. We're going to do Rawsome tomorrow night for basically the Raw recap. So tune in next time for us.
And just a little throw out there, when is the CWC finals? Is that this week?
CWC is the 19th.
Okay,
that's
so
we're
going
to know what is it?
That's correct.
19th. 19th's not a Wednesday; it's a Monday.
We don't even.
That's not right. 21st.
Because of our schedules, we don't usually watch that until 1 in the fucking morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the 2-hour finale of CWC on the next Rawsome after that. So if you're looking forward to our insights on that, that's when it's going to be.
And we'll probably, with Brian back in studio on Tuesday, do our final predictions on the segment and the recap on Rawsome. So definitely stay tuned. We got a lot of things on the horizon in the Markdown universe. Rob is laughing, meaning that Jonathan or Upload Test has something
Jonathan just said, fuck JBL. That's all it is. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. I'll agree with you there. Fuck JBL, fuck Paige. You're on my side, Jonathan. All right, tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at URecord Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out URecord on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Show me the money.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kiara from Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Since Royal Rumble 2016, we have been striving to bring you an entertaining smart mark perspective from the world of professional wrestling. What we do is a labor of love, but new equipment and segments cost time and money. If you have enjoyed our show, we ask that you become a patron and donate what you can to help us continue to improve and grow week to week. Make a donation and we will let you pick a topic or join us for a segment of the broadcast. It's real easy. Go to markedoutwrestling.com and click on the Be a Patron link at the top. We thank you in advance for anything you can do to help. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.
Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me the money! Show me